Yeah.
What's going on, everyone? It's in the booth again.
Yo, what up, man? It's in the booth. It's your boy Messenja. It's your boy KJ.
Ramona Jones. And we have some guests in the house.
Everything's in the building.
Time to bridge the gap.
In the booth.
GappStars double in the building.
Saint and double.
For the kings up, for the queens. And we got a winning team by the beam. Then we hit them with a bada boom, bada beam.
It's gonna be wild.
ATL Family Tour. Bringing our people in. You know what I'm saying?
We gon' tell the truth.
Introduce our people. Let y'all see who we're running with for years.
Let's get the bag. Gotta get the loot.
From Atlanta and up here though.
We don't need a suit. General in the game.
Where you from?
Let's go.
You from Connecticut? You got to talk to Mike. Bridgeport, Connecticut.
And
more than one way. You're the only one from Atlanta up here because you're from Florida.
I was born here, though.
You was born in Atlanta?
I was born in Northside Hospital. While they was in college, Morehouse expelled me. Yeah. So I was born here.
Your mama
He was born in Northside. He had insurance. He had insurance.
Yeah.
Why you keep bringing that up?
That's the baby factory. That's the baby factory right there. The baby. That's Northside, right? And that's what, Sandy Springs.
Yeah, that's no.
That means you got insurance. You go to Grady, you ain't got insurance.
you from Brookhaven, brother. You from Brookhaven.
Oh man, big fact.
Yeah, they had that was school.
He had a good situation. Yeah. They had good insurance. Yeah.
Amen.
That's right.
Well, we want to thank you guys for joining us in the booth. Please like, share, and subscribe to the show on Facebook, YouTube, and all
Saint went home in a
podcast
cab.
platforms. Oh my God, including Spotify,
on the Martin,
Google, Apple
That was
Podcasts.
southbound to the airport.
He took the 725 to
Y'all are dumb.
take the 725 to Bankhead.
That joke was in between. That joke was between Fort McPherson and Oakland.
Would you like?
Hey, where you born? Between McPherson and Oakland.
On the ball train.
Oh my
Between
God.
Auburn.
I was southbound.
You were southbound. You want to share the email, please,
Oh
sir?
yeah, if you would like to. I didn't start it. I don't never start it.
But you
if
always end it. It's you.
I be trying to move on. But anyway, if you would like to sponsor or advertise with the show, hit us up at intheboothpod@gmail.com.
Ain't gonna show no nothing, no brands. Your whole water bottles like this till y'all start sending us
That's
some money.
right.
Yeah.
Tell them.
I need a big check from these Falcons.
That's right.
I'm just hanging in there.
Yeah, this ain't
You know what I'm saying?
Look, Nike, I need everybody. We blocking everything.
This is how you gonna talk.
You put a black piece of tape on it.
I need a
Privilege.
Yeah.
They sent me,
I need a
some
big
gear.
check from these dirty birds.
And I always support people that's got their little clothing line going on. So that's
Yeah.
I don't want to call it look.
I'm about to say.
major.
Your little clothes,
major
yeah.
line.
Yeah, I know, right? That's so
I'm
offensive. They look clothes,
supporting.
man.
And my son, he's starting his clothing line. Big shout out to Sky Blue Dominion. Yes, sir. All right. Hey.
All right, what are we talking about today?
Oh man, we Prime back. Yeah.
All right.
Prime back in social media. He don't ever leave. So but Dr. Umar, kind of having a discussion about the
I think he did this one for the hits, bro.
But still the moves of Coach Prime. Who? Umar?
Yeah.
No, he talk like that all the time.
No, he did this one for
but he threw a little extra sauce on it.
Well, let's share with the world what we're talking about.
For the hits, for the clicks.
Okay. Well, just run. We'll let them be the judge.
We'll let y'all be the judge.
Go ahead and run that video.
Here we go.
Okay.
So every day we wake up, we go towards the mission.
How is his mission tied to the white college?
His mission is tied to success and results. You're looking at it for him and his family, his son.
What about the community?
Again, that's still on the agenda, but
Where at an all-white school? Where is the community on the agenda? Where is the black community on the agenda at Boulder, Colorado? Because it shows a lack of commitment.
No.
Here's the
opportunity
issue.
call.
You know what the bigger issue is here?
Go ahead.
What do we value more? Building systems of success for young black children or being accepted by white people? That's what this is about. Deion went to Colorado not for the money, because he wanted to prove to white people he could coach white children.
That's not right.
Look at all them, look. Oh, it is right. Look.
So it was never about that. I didn't go to Jackson for money. I didn't leave Jackson. Jackson for money. I wasn't at Jackson for money. I was at because it was a calling. But it seems hilarious to me that someone could believe that God could call me collect to come, but he couldn't call me collect to go. Right. Yeah. We got to really hear a voice. And I it could be a room full of noise and I can hear his voice. That's where the call came from. Like, honestly, me and Coach Hart, my linebacker coach, been with me for 20 years, coaching youth all the way up. We was in the restaurant. And I said, it's time, dog. And I called Rick, our wonderful AD, Rick George. I said, I'm coming. That's what the whole thing for, we're coming. I said, I'm coming. He said, okay.
Man.
So you think that's for the hits?
He did this one for the hits.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
Like that all
he
the
don't
time.
even believe what he's saying.
He don't, that's what I was about to say. He don't believe what he's saying.
Yeah.
You know, because primarily, even though Prime didn't say it, he's doing it for his son.
Right.
That's why he started. You didn't do it for the money, bro, because he's already rich. He's been rich. He's Prime.
Yeah. He went to
Show
Jackson
me the
for
money.
his son, too.
Right. He went for his son. He went to Colorado to give his son a national stage.
Right.
You know, and so I didn't know about his son when he was at Jackson State. I
Or even
knew
high
about
school,
Prime.
he coached him, right?
Right. I mean, he coached him. Seemed like from Little League all the way up. You know, not only he has two sons, but he's big up in the third son who's doing the video. He's being a great father, man. And so to say that he's trying to coach for white people or to try to get recognized,
I really think that's the real problem. That
Yeah.
he's coaching his son and he's doing this for his son, and it hasn't anything to do with the community. He kept saying community. You're not doing anything for the black community. Well, his son black.
Yeah.
And
so
all the people,
all the players are black.
Right,
Yeah.
all the players are black.
brought in
Everybody
black
who's
players.
watching.
Hey, Dr. Umar, there was right.
You're still right.
Yeah, you know, and Dr. Umar, you know, to shout him out, he's on point sometimes.
Right.
But I can't ride with you on this one.
Yeah, nah.
I mean, I think everything got a season. Like, Deion, I'm about to call him Dr. Deion.
It might be that.
Yeah.
Might be right. Deion went to Jackson. He bought so much light to HBCUs, right? Now I think it's on, you know, he trained up a coaching staff.
Yep.
He bought light to HBCUs.
Light
to
being
Jackson.
money as well.
Right.
Yeah, and money and a stage and a platform. So now, you know what I'm saying? Like more kids have in mind to go to a HBCU and play. It's just like in Atlanta. So OTE is in Atlanta, right? Overtime elite.
Yeah.
In the NBA draft, you've seen 3 of the top 10 came from OTE.
Yeah.
So these are kids who didn't have an opportunity to go to college, played in this, you know, at that point off-brand league, and now they taking over the NBA. So it's like now we got a national spotlight on HBCUs. Now it's up to those coaches and those schools and to further that narrative that you could come here and be successful.
Right.
Yeah, that's all.
It ain't just all on him.
Yeah, I think he opened the door for other ex-Hall of Famers to come in and take over a situation and bring it up to what, you know, Deion was able to do. That was like, I don't know if everything is for you to just stay there on that level. Once you've moved it up, you won a championship. You've accomplished it.
I don't think they won the championship though.
I think they won.
They lost at the end.
They lost at the end?
I think so, yeah.
Well, either way, he brought
got
them.
there.
Yeah, no, he brought them way from where they weren't, and were having sellout crowds at the stadiums they were going to. So he helped the whole circuit, not just his school.
And he's having that same effect on Colorado.
Yeah, oh my goodness, Colorado. Nobody was a Colorado fan. I watched Colorado football. Now they in prime time.
Right.
Like
They came on at 6 o'clock in the morning. Nobody was
yeah,
awake.
like either late at night, 11 o'clock or Pacific time. But like to for what he's done,
Right.
On this level and on this platform, and the thing I love about it is not a thank God after, is I brought God in the front door.
Exactly.
And God, I'm gonna show y'all God is with me the whole way.
Deion.
That's what I love about it's not the post testimony. It's I'm testifying coming in.
And
I'm
he said God called him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Like what are you talking about?
But see, to me, that's the thing of people outside talking versus God talking on the inside.
Right.
You need to know, you need to have that voice on the inside, because people on the outside can tell you, hey, bro, the money over there, or they what did you hear on the inside?
Right.
He said, I heard a call.
Yep.
I believe if he didn't hear the call, he just stayed right there with his son at Jackson.
Yep.
He said, I heard it.
But Deion's one of them guys that you cannot accuse of doing things for money or for his track records.
Not anymore.
And he's,
I mean,
At this point, at this point,
yeah.
you know, and like
before it was all about the money, you know, but not now.
and
track
man,
record.
as a father, man, the move from Jackson to Colorado, to me, put his son in the NFL.
Well,
That move
his
because
sons.
because of how he's playing on this stage.
yeah.
You know, even in the one against Oregon, you know, they didn't do anything. But when they lost against USC, his son still put up great numbers. And so, in my opinion, I think besides God being the determining factor, of course, he felt like he heard the call. His sons. So when a man is motivated by his children, you can care less what somebody else says.
But that's what's wrong with our culture, man. Our culture is ready to they ready to go. That cancel culture and attacking everything people do, even our leaders, you know what I'm saying, attack each other.
Yeah.
And so at what point to what end though? Because it's tearing us apart, man, and it's causing us to attack people that are really helping.
Right.
People like Deion, who's really coming in and really helping, man. That's a person that you really don't.
Yeah, I think more people are with him than against him.
Fact.
I mean,
It's
you have
legit
your hate.
people that don't like him.
Yeah, they don't
like
like
Deion?
Yes.
It is. It
Bruh,
is.
it's legit.
Fact.
Well, that's
his confidence.
I mean, I know, and I don't
It's always
understand it.
been that way.
I listen to college podcasts, and there's certain college podcasts that are like, man, I'm so ready for him to just fall off. Yeah, like I'm sick of him already.
Nah, he used
I'm
to
like,
that.
for what? Like,
He been like that.
Yeah.
I mean, my man, because I'm
can't-
from this
I'm like, how
era.
can you hate on him?
I'm from the era of when he hit a home run in the World Series, and then went and scored a touchdown on Sunday.
especially with that type of gift.
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna have haters.
man, one of the baddest interceptions in the history of football
Yeah.
is when he went to the 49ers.
Yep.
and he came back to Atlanta.
He came back to Atlanta and caught that interception.
Yeah.
And
After he was fighting
Right
with
down the
Ryzen.
side.
Boy, he
Yeah.
was fighting with Ryzen, and bruh, but that's how he's been. And now, if you hear the backstory of how he made primetime, he said he had to think like that because his mom and dad never came to his games, and he was elite at football, basketball, and baseball, and they never came to his games. His daddy didn't know. His mom had to work, and he said that he would look up in the stands and they weren't there, and he had to build this thing to help with his confidence. You know what I'm saying? And him not being hurt. And if you look it up, the first thing he says is, "Man, I talk about this and I still get emotional." So that's deep rooted into him psyching himself out to make himself something. Because if not, you'll quit. You'll cave in. Not based off of your opponent, but because your family won't support you.
Right.
You know,
Which is why he's following his son, I believe.
That's what I'm saying.
That
I
is
think
why. So
it
that's coming from a different place.
yeah, it turns or it intensifies the way he is about his son
Right.
because of what he didn't get from his father.
Right.
So that's what I said. I don't understand how you can actually hate on.
It made him
anything
great, and when you're great, you get hate, man. It's like, but hey, it is
What if it wasn't Colorado? What if it was another HBCU? You think Dr. Umar, you think he would
Umar wouldn't
have
he wouldn't
any issue
That's
with
his thing. His thing is the whole black and the movement.
Yeah,
and
but what did he say when he was at Jackson?
nothing?
He didn't say nothing. It's clicks, man. It's clicks. I think it's clout chasing. It's definitely clout chasing.
Who, Umar?
Umar, in that moment. I'm not saying all of Umar's moments,
That's why I
because
say
he definitely
hits.
doing a lot of good things.
Yeah.
You know, he talk a lot of good talk. But I think this was like, okay, I could. And then I think the guy who was interviewing him, I think that's Looney, who's got a new podcast. He be a little clout chasey too. So I think this is like let's we're gonna have a good talk, but I gotta throw something in there.
Yeah.
because this is the only way people are gonna come listen.
Yeah.
Because you need a headline. You got to name you got to have a title for the podcast. You got to have the one clip to put online.
Yeah.
And
he
that's
talking about him. All right, boom, let's go. We get prime. Because why there hasn't been a conversation with Dr. Umar and Deion? You know, you don't think I've seen everybody around Deion. Everybody going to these games. Lecrae was out there.
Yeah.
Lecrae went out, and I seen Lecrae in the locker room with Deion. So he's that accessible.
Right.
So if you or Dr. Umar, you got this much of a problem with this, then why the conversation hasn't been had?
Right.
Because Deion had that conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's because he don't really want to have the conversation
he
because
don't.
there's no conversation to have.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And I think, like I said, it was just at the time to make the podcast hot. You know, like we doing. We're going to make ours hot because we talking about it too. When you're still the conversation, positive or negative, you know, I learned when you're marketing something that negative and positive conversation is going to happen. The worst part of marketing is when nobody's talking about it at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
He's out there in Boulder, Colorado. like, what was they marketing playing last year?
or years before that. Now he's on primetime, doing primetime games. He's brought so much money to that school, to that town. You know, and
NIL money for the players. I saw a video with Travis Hunter showing his house on Facebook, like it was MTV Cribs, and he's in college,
right?
You know, so I think they're bringing so much light to just the game and excitement,
right?
Because they played when they played. When did they play it was like the late game. It was like 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
and they went into overtime. Everybody was watching.
Or Colorado State.
When they played Colorado State.
Record. That thing broke a record for most people watching the game.
Yeah.
And we stayed up till 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because it went into overtime.
Yeah, that was Colorado State. That was, and then and then the other coach said something at the beginning of the week. Talking about when I speak or something, I take off my shades or something like that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that intensified it. Then the game went crazy. Then the man hurt Travis Hunter, and it was almost like a movie script. Like, bro, this is getting like you couldn't turn it off.
And it keeps his eyes, even though they lost. They won this past week, but they lost the 2 previous games. You still keep your eyes on them. And I like how he approaches even his loss. Like, you better get me now.
Get me now.
You better get me now. I love, because for our community, you know.
He said it's the worst we'll ever be.
I love that.
Yeah.
And he started the season
and we
saying
love heroes. One thing about the African, you know, just our community, hip hop community, we love to have a hero.
Yeah.
You know, when Black Panther came out, everybody.
Yeah.
Well, we was in there. We showed up. We showed up. We showed up.
Painting our faces and everything. What?
Yeah. Showed up.
Man, I seen the dude in the movie sleep, knocked down. He was in the Black Panther movie, sleep in his dashiki, bro.
Yeah.
Hat fell off everything. Yeah. I was like, man, but we support it. And I think for college football, you know, you got to climb the ladder. Not to be negative against the dude that coached Notre Dame. Notre Dame coach.
Black coach.
You know, blue collar, real clean.
Yeah.
He's doing it the right way because that's what the school. Deion is not cut like that
at all.
Yeah.
So
he bringing Lil Wayne out with him.
He for people like us, like if I coach, I would coach like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the character of what he says when Hunter got hurt. And there was death threats on that kid that hurt Hunter.
Yeah.
He was like, he went to the kid's defense to say, no, death threats is football.
Yeah.
You know, things happen during football, what have you. You know, that kid has a career. He's trying to make it for himself. And Deion went to his defense. Like, that is what I love about that. And certain people don't like the power that he has.
That's all it is.
The power that he has. And the reason why God has given him so much power is because he's only there for his son.
And he's not apologizing for being great and apologizing for his authority, his confidence. He doesn't apologize. But he also humility in his strength.
Right.
And so a lot of leaders, they apologize for being great.
Right.
I see them all the time.
Yeah.
And so the world will make you do it, but he's not that guy.
Yeah.
And so you just got to deal with it. Greatness is great.
And see, people will say he's not humble. I'm like, I don't think that's humility. I think he's just confident.
Right.
Like if I'm confident,
They don't see it in the same light.
Yeah. If I'm confident that if I'm doing something and I know this works, or if I'm doing something and I've had a very high probability at this all my life, then my confidence is up. Yeah, I'm not gonna let your lack or your shaking confidence bring me down. And if it don't come down, then you're gonna say, "Oh, I'm not humble." No, I'm humble.
He has the confidence of Nick Saban, but they don't like it on him.
Yeah,
because Nick Saban has the same confidence. That athlete, you see, they in the same video
commercial. Yeah.
Nick Saban, when he walks into the room, when it comes to college football,
They're tripping over each other.
man, that's he is the president of the United States
Of
Alabama.
Yeah, United States of Alabama.
But if you don't have confidence in yourself, man, and you watching primetime, even back on the field, you watching him do that dance,
Right.
and you feel inferior, you gonna feel like he doing it at you. And that's what I guess I don't like to use that, but inferior thinking. Or people that have fear or don't have confidence themselves, when they see people project confident, it does something to them, man.
Right.
It makes them feel like, that they are inferior. It exposes their weakness.
It's the insecurity.
And they feel like you got to come down in order for
them to come up. Yeah,
They're like, nah, bro, we can
you
both
come up. Yeah.
We can both come up.
I don't have to come down.
And so that is, I just love what Deion is doing. I love the fact that when he lost, he said, "Get me now." When he said, "Get me now," because this is the worst that you're going to see me, I believe that he recruited. That statement alone recruited so many top-tier kids in the country.
He started the season saying, listen, all I need is 7 or 8 dogs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he started letting you know, we not perfect, we getting there, these are the pieces I need. Mm-hmm. So he stepped in there like already going, okay, I'm showing my hand from the beginning.
Right.
So you got to respect, like, he didn't walk in going, oh, yeah, we feel very confident. Or like LeBron, when he was going to Miami, say, all them
not
rings.
one,
Not one,
two,
not two,
not
not
three.
three, not four. No, he went, and because LeBron was such a lovable character, like, nobody saw a problem with that.
Right.
But then, Deion come in, hey,
No, they went crazy. They went crazy when he said that. Yeah, the decision. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
But it's like, Deion came in going, hey, we not where we need to be, but
yeah. But he knows the recipe of how to get it there, and he's confident in that.
Right.
It ain't like I'm trying to feel my way. He's confident. Look, that's why he's saying that. Like, get me now.
Yeah.
You don't say that if you don't know this time next year it ain't gonna be like when we come back to your stadium or you come here, it won't be like this again.
Because he probably know who's committed to the Colorado already. He probably got the number one every.
Oh, they come.
He probably got
They
the
come.
number one.
Didn't they get an NFL coach that's coming next year?
Warren Sapp is coming.
Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp is coming.
Warren Sapp
Colorado is getting ready to be like they getting ready to stack it up simply because of the shine and the swag. Yeah. So he's marketing the team for next year. That's why Lil Wayne, everybody is trying to get the.
He's bringing the Rock is in there.
Smart, bro.
Like everybody is on the sideline.
Kawhi Leonard show up to the game. He don't even show up to his own game. He don't even show up to his own game.
Like, you want some nachos?
Right.
But I think, but just as a lesson in general, I think we have to stop trying to guess people's motives. You know what I'm saying? If somebody makes a move, you don't know why they making a move, and don't pass a judgment that's a bad assessment of somebody.
Right.
Because people do that. Oh, they're doing it about a pastor. Oh, he just in it for money. Yeah. No, there was a call. Oh, he just did that because of this. No, you don't know the backstory of that. Or, he only, in any area.
Yeah.
You doing it. People on the outside will say you're doing it for one reason, and their assessment is way off.
Yeah,
and we got to stop doing that. And because you know why? You'll move based off your incorrect assessment.
Right.
Platforms on top of it. Platforms give ignorance. Platforms on top of it. Platforms give ignorance of stage to spread more ignorance.
Yeah.
So when you got a platform and you misinformed and you don't know all the details, you haven't checked in to see what Deion's real motives.
Yep.
He don't need money. You know he don't need
Been
the
rich
money. You know
since he got in the league.
right.
And
And
he
then
want to teach white people that he can coach white kids. Or something.
That makes no sense.
None.
Yeah.
None.
No sense. But I just feel like as a leader, if you are the person that's being hated on, because sometimes you're successful, but you still want to have friends or people are just hating on you in the media or on social media, whatever. You got to learn to be confident and be sold out to what God has told you to do, because I've been there, man, wanting to make adjustments just because you're getting hated on.
you scale back.
You know, you stop going as hard because, and then if you're a perfectionist, sometimes it's 2,000 people told you did great. One person said that you didn't, and you thinking about that one person.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, to a perfectionist, you want everybody to love what you're doing, but
Yeah, everybody's the check off, but it ain't gonna happen.
yeah.
I experienced that at an extreme level. Like at one point with GappStars, with what we do, man, we had, we have 30 people at one time. We show up at events. We all got our T-shirts on.
Yeah.
And everybody lit, and we supporting everybody else.
Right.
But you know how that go. We rocking for everybody, hyping up everybody. And for a while, I started feeling like hate from all of my brothers that were close to me. People tapping on all of our people like, you should come.
Oh my gosh.
No, but listen.
That was saying you were hating.
He's like, bro, I just want to confess. I want to confess I was one of them. But it's my bro. But and I'm literally I would watch other podcast shows and people like, man, you at GappStars. Well, why you with them? You could just go. I was seeing like multiple things. I was seeing people getting pulled, and the people calling me like, man, they calling me to try to, rock over there with them, and they saying this, and I would literally see it, and then but God showed me, it was like, bro,
It happened to me too.
Yep.
but bro, but what God showed me, he was like, man, the human. You show up with 30, 40 people, you got one point, we got 21 Stay Down, we got Zilla, we got Chew, we got Lamar Casey, and he just signed with Akon, and you got all, and then you're doing your studio, and you're doing all these, you everywhere. It's like, man, pull, but I scaled back. I felt the Holy Spirit telling me to pull, so my brothers wouldn't have to feel like they got to compete with me. Right. So I started serving them more. And I don't know, some people.
Well, that's a when you're a giant. You even though you might try to shrink that, you ever seen a tall person try to walk small? Bro, you still tall. Like, we still see you, even though you're trying to duck. Yeah.
It's goofy, bro.
You start looking goofy because you're trying to be small. And so the level up is, and I had to learn this, that you're trying to scale back for people who won't step up. So you end up backing all the way back,
and the whole thing suffers.
And so, now I've learned to lead one by example. I secretly make sure my brothers are all right.
Yeah,
they don't know.
Yeah,
but I be making sure, hey, y'all, look to this. Make sure y'all take care of this. Make sure y'all take care of this. Make sure y'all and try to get, because who wants to be on a team that when you're the best player but everybody losing?
Fact. So
the assessment of me is when I look at y'all. When I look at it, how do I know that I led right?
Yeah,
I look at
Who you leading?
my brothers.
Yeah.
The circle of where I am. What they riding on.
Yeah.
How's his family? And that's how I assess my leadership. So it's like, okay, now it's time for you to go higher. All right, not pull back because people are complaining. It's time for you to go into a God's like, I want you to now impact culture, not church. You are the church. You got to impact culture. And anytime, I call it the rocket theory. The rocket on its base has these beams on it and all that. And the first thing that happens when that pressure hits that rocket, something fall off. And then the higher it goes, something else falls off. Then the higher it goes, something else falls off. But the capsule is still going.
Yeah.
So you can't allow people who fell off. Some people fell off because you went to a higher altitude that they can't breathe at. Woo! So therefore, they're not supposed to be with you. Sometimes they go to somewhere where they can still be messy. You know, we was probably messy at first. Or comfortable.
It's comfort level. Yeah.
Or comfort.
Yeah.
Maybe I changed something when God told me to change that you didn't like, and you go, and I'm realizing it's all the body. Bro, you love Jesus. All right, you with somebody.
That's
That's
it.
good.
Do it over there. Do it real. Yeah, that's
it. Don't matter to me. I don't care about numbers. The Lord is showing me that my impact is invisible.
Yeah.
Which means I've impacted. It's people coming up to me saying, man, your music, I went to Lincoln University in somewhere, Missouri. Somewhere, Missouri, where you had to drive 2 hours to the airport and then drive an hour, something like that. And the man of God who is a registrar, he works with all of the, different organizations, whether you want to be a church organization, whether you want to be a Kappa, Alpha, whatever on the campus, he works with them. He picked us up. He hooked the thing up. First thing he said when I jumped in the car, bro, your music has ministered to me over the years to get me to where I am right now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I never been to Free Life.
Yeah.
I've never seen him at one of my concerts. I've never met him. So God has made what I do invisible, what you do invisible. Sometimes we get caught up in who's in the seats. And we don't have the faith to say, man, that there's something that you did that's gone viral.
Yeah.
Even though you don't have it viral moments. You see what I'm saying? So I had to learn that way and keep moving by faith. Because if we move based on what we hear and what we see from people, we'll keep scaling back. Why would I start moving as an apostle and my church ain't even full?
Right.
You know what it was? I was looking for, man, I'm finna be real right now. I was looking for a man of God to come and prophesy to me and tell me that it is time. But he didn't send a man of God like that. He did send a man of God, but he sent my brother. And he started sending all my signs through my brothers and not these big pastors who I looked at. I wanted somebody like Creflo Dollar, T.D. Jakes, somebody to say, man sitting in the third row, stand to your feet. It wasn't that. It was we was at a service and this joker started looking like he was a robot and all of a sudden and looked at me and God is calling you an apostle.
You close your eyes.
That's how he would look.
Yeah.
That's how he would look. Look, bro. So he was like, and I'm like, bro, I just became a pastor last year. And so I was like receiving it, but then not receiving it. And I wrestled with it. And then finally accepted that call and then realized I was doing it the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, but if I would have, what was in my head was, boy, preachers preach, singers sing. You're a musician. You're not a preacher. You don't know how to do that. God didn't call you to that. Get back to the studio. It was fun. Go back to World Changers. Somebody actually told me that. Man, brother, go on back. Go
back home.
Go back home.
Yeah.
Go back. And if it wasn't for me seeing who was around me, seeing what was happening, and still moving by faith, I would have did it. But it took me blocking out what was being said, and to be honest with you, that's why I say Deion is moving based off his son. The Lord told me, if you don't start Free Life, you're gonna lose your boys, my boys. What? Yeah, they're not gonna. My son is a DJ. He makes beats. He raps. He expresses himself at Free Life. There is no other place that I know of on the planet that will allow my son to express himself the way he expresses himself at Free Life. There is no place built for my child to thrive in the things of God for the way he's in his gifts. There is no place. So God told me that when they weren't doing music, if you don't do this, I'm already in your future. You got to trust me. I know you don't see what I'm saying. If you don't do this, you're gonna lose him.
So at least for great leaders, it's not necessarily a scale. You get to the point to where you do it for the sake of others and for the whole cause.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's something that when I say I didn't just scale back, tuck tail, and say, oh, I don't want to do music in it. I went back and said, okay, man, how can I help this whole thing, all of us, get there? And that's the place.
But like LeBron, and I tell you this all the time. LeBron loves to pass the ball. It's probably his greatest skill. But it frustrates me, especially when he was with the Heat, when we needed him to shoot the ball. And what the first championship that they won, San Antonio, they lost on the second one. The first time they beat San Antonio, Popovich knew that he wanted to pass the ball. So they started guarding everybody else and leaving him open on the free throw line. And LeBron had to make a decision that even though I don't want to shoot, I gotta shoot. That's the only way they won that championship. With us, we've passed the ball a lot. And even though you give, it shall be given. God's still giving us opportunities. Sometimes, in this season, the Lord is telling me to rest and reap, because you can sow and not reap.
Yeah.
And never reap. Yeah.
And you reap so you can sow again.
Yeah. Fact.
Yeah.
If you keep sowing,
And the church only teach you how to sow.
how to sow,
They never
Pastor
teach you how
teach
to
me
reap.
how to reap.
Yeah.
And so in this
So you
season,
see, so. Okay, well, there's a reaping season too.
You
There's a harvest.
you think about fruit.
where you ain't sowing no more.
In
You're
the
actually
natural,
harvesting.
if you don't reap it, what happens to fruit?
It's gonna die.
It's gonna die.
Yeah.
Yep. And look at how culture and what they call a reaper, they've given that over to say.
Oh yeah, the Grim Reaper. Yeah.
You see that? To give you an image or a seed to say reaping is bad, when reaping is a
Good.
part.
It's a biblical principle.
It's a give and take. Yeah. And we've been taught to stay humble,
And just
that
sow.
God gonna do it eventually.
Yeah.
When you have no expectation of receiving. And so
And you should, right.
And so when to make this apply to Deion, he sold in the HBCU.
Yeah.
He sold on a level. He gave. You sure enough couldn't afford him.
Yeah.
He was a millionaire already.
Yeah.
You wasn't able to afford him. You gave a platform to his son, let him play, because his son probably, I don't want to say he ain't had the grades, but he probably had to go through the process, 2 years JUCO to get to that level. And daddy wrote it out with him. Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No.
That's awesome. Yeah. Bad foot and all. You know what I'm saying?
2 toes.
Yeah, he limping on the sideline, but he's there, and I know the motive is not money.
Yeah.
No.
It never
Yeah.
was. It never was.
yeah.
Like I said, it is knowing what heaven is saying in every moment of your life is so vital for your success. All right. So let me get the 3 things before we get out of here, man.
All right.
This is a good one. Three things you say to professionally clap back.
Oh.
Professionally.
Yeah, in a professional setting, somebody say something and you want to clap back, but you can't be hood.
Obviously, you didn't read the email.
Well, for those of us that graduated,
Oh yeah.
for those of us that graduated,
Yeah, that's a good one.
professional clap back.
Professional clapback. We don't have a lot of those at Free.
Yeah, now we
Yeah.
don't. But
Newsflash, buddy. Newsflash, buddy.
Professional clapback.
My dad will have your job by lunch. That's not professional.
like a passive aggressive.
yeah, passive aggressive. What's a professional clap
I'm used
back?
to the aggressive when somebody say when somebody say I'll be right, stay right there.
Yeah.
And everybody got to clear the room because boy,
Yeah. You about to find out. Yeah.
I like something like what you said, or like for those of us who were listening.
Yeah. For those of us that are listening, yeah. That's a shot right there.
For those of us who came to work on time.
That's how they do
all
it.
That.
Yeah, well,
professional clapbacks.
I don't have any professional clapbacks.
I don't either.
Mine are all unprofessional.
They just clapbacks.
Bang, bang.
Yeah, for real. Hood clapbacks.
If y'all have some professional clapbacks, please email us and let us know. We don't have any.
Put them in the comments, man.
Yeah, we ain't got none.
professional clapback.
Dr. Umar, we respect what you do, bro. I love what you do for the people.
Everything
I just
came together
feel like the Deion thing.
Have the conversation.
I
wouldn't mind seeing them. Hey, come in the booth, both of y'all. Have the conversation right here. Have the conversation right here.
I just realized why you call yourself dope. It took a long time. Because your first name and last name.
Roro in the building. Ron Roller.
So my first and last name start with an R. I had a summer school teacher call me Double R one year. And I was like, man, I like that. I just held on to it. But I took the R off when it was time.
I always thought it was double portion.
I think that anointing. See, somebody